Hey guys, what is up? My name is Megan and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we are here to film my October TBR and my favorite video of the month, which is Candyland Picks my TBR. If you are unfamiliar with my channel or my TBR game, I'll link a playlist in the description and the cards so that you guys can learn about the rules and how I play the game. If you're not familiar and want to hop on in, that's what we're doing. Side note, I am only doing 4 spins this month because university has really kicked my butt and there's a lot of things going on, so we're taking it a little bit easy, and I want to give myself leeway if I want to read other books than those on my TBR. Also, I did not finish my September TBR, so I'm adding an extra spin for the amount of 5. If you hear my cat purr or meow, I'm really sorry, but she's in a chatty mood today and there's nothing I can do. I've tried filming this so many times and she just will not cooperate. So let's go on to the first spin. And the first spin actually ended up being orange. Orange is TBR Vet, and orange, as well as a few other colors on the little wheel, actually bring us 2 extra prompts to make it a little bit more fun. So we're going to pick a prompt out of the baggie. TBR Vet usually means that it's been on my radar for at least a year, or that I've had it physically for over a year. So we're gonna shake the little baggie. And we have orange, gold, or yellow cover. Okay, I'll go find one and I'll be right back. So this actually ended up being a prompt where I had a lot of variety and I was kind of stuck between 2 books, one of which was Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett, because I recently started reading more Jen Bennett and I really appreciate her books. I had tried reading this once before, but I had stopped. I don't know why. This is a book that has one of my favorite tropes, but I also wanted to read Neat by Candy Steiner, which has also been on my shelf for a very long time. And so what I decided to do is to look at the Goodreads rating and go with the higher one. This one had a 4.0 rating on the dot. This one had a 4.14, and so we're going to be reading Neat. This is a, I guess it's new adult or adult, I'm not really sure, romance. I have really enjoyed the books I have read by Candy Steiner, and so I'm very excited for this one. This follows a main character, or 2, I don't know if it's a dual perspective. Oh my god, I think it is. Those are my, yes! Those are my favorite books. It follows 2 main characters, Mallory and Logan, and they're kind of Romeo and Juliet in the sense that both their families really despise each other. I believe at the beginning of this book, Mallory ends up starting to work at this distillery that is owned by Logan's family, or Logan is the boss, and I think it's a hate to love, as well as trying to hide their love from their families, and obviously everything that ensues. I have heard great things by everybody who's read this book, and it is the first in kind of like a companion series as well, I believe, and or one of the books in this series. Anyways, I've had it for a long time. I'm really in the mood for romance this month, and so I think it's the perfect pick. The second spin also ended on an orange, but that one is a double orange. So we're going to pick out from our little bag again. Winter word in title or holiday read. This is so funny because I have been so excited to read all the holiday books. A lot of them are coming out in October, if you guys didn't know. I'm a huge Christmas fan, but I'm going to wait for all the new releases until December, hopefully. But I don't really like Halloween, so this makes me really happy that I get to read a holiday read during Halloween. So let me figure out if there's one on my shelf that I haven't read though. Okay, so as I thought, I read pretty much all my holiday themed books. that I owned, and so I went to my middle grade section because I remember that one of them had like winter time around it, and I believe it's over Christmas break, and that book is The Green Glass House by Kate Milford. This is a book that everybody has been raving about in the like middle grade community, or anyone that reads middle grade, and every time I read the synopses, it really does thrust me in a holiday mood where I would be like reading this with a fire and drinking some hot cocoa kind of vibes. So that's what we're going with this month. I especially am happy to read a book like this in a time of stress. Christmas relaxes me. I listen to Christmas music all the time when I study and do that kind of thing. So what I understand from this book is that it is wintertime at this kind of green glass house, which is kind of like a hotel. And usually this season is a very quiet time for this green glass house. However, our main character, who was called Milo, yes, who is a 12-year-old, kind of starts to notice that a lot of people are checking in and that it kind of seems odd and that there's something very peculiar going on in this setting, and so I believe he goes on an investigation. So there's Christmas time, holiday, a mystery, it's middle grade, the cover even looks like Christmas, so I'm super excited, and this is what I'm picking for this prompt. Actually went to Double Yellow. Yellow is actually most anticipated, and there are so many books I could have said for this prompt. I have allowed myself 2 or 3 books that are all pre-orders in October, but I don't know when they're going to come because 2 of them are book boxes. The other one is shipping from the UK, so I decided to go with an arc that I'm really excited about, and that one is Mistletoe and Mr. Right. This is an e-arc that I have received. It actually comes out October 6th, and it is the second book in the companion novel series. The first one was The Tourist Attraction. This one follows kind of like the female side character from that one, and we go back to Alaska. It is very kind of Christmassy, obviously, and it's something I need to read and also I'm in the mood for. It hasn't released and I'm super excited. I was really anticipating it, and last minute I got approved for an arc, so I will be reading that and obviously reviewing it and using it for this prompt. Our next spin actually brought us to a pink candy, so I need to read a book that is pink and also a book that the candy fell on, which was green, and green is middle grade, so I need to pick 1 pink and 1 green. So we're going to start with the prompts for pink, which pink is romance. I have been in a very heavy romance mood, and all I want to read is romance, so the fact that I can actually squeeze a few of them on my TBR has been great. So let me see. Read a romance set in college. I feel like a lot of them are, so let me figure one out from my bookshelf and I'll be right back. Turns out I didn't really need to think long and hard about this one. I went with The Mistake by Elle Kennedy, which is the second book in the Off-Campus series. The first book is commonly known. It is called The Deal, and I have a reading vlog where I read the first book in the series. I'll link it in the cards. I adored the first book in this series, The Deal. I think the chemistry was right, the pacing, the characters, everything about it was fun. This is like a companion series where we follow another character, because this follows a hockey team, which I forgot to mention, and a collegiate hockey team. In the first one we follow, I believe he's the captain of the hockey team, and then his romance with one of the females that attends college, and in this one we follow another boy in this hockey team and another girl, which I don't think we've met because her name is not ringing a bell, so I think we just follow the boys' romances and the girls aren't necessarily all intertwined. Anyways, it's a hockey romance, it's in college. I loved the steamy scenes and just the interactions between the friends, the family, and the fact that at least the first one really dealt with heavier topics, so I cannot wait. This is a lot shorter than the first one, and I am anticipating this as crap. I'm so excited to have this on my TBR. And a middle grade prompt. LGBTQ themes. Oh, I really like that one. Okay. What do I want to read? As soon as I heard the prompt, I knew exactly what middle grade I wanted to pick up, and that is Drum Roll Please. This is a book that Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads had discussed on her channel and that I found to be very endearing. I found a super cheap copy and have been excited to read it ever since. This follows a main character who is named Mel for Melissa, and she has always been best friends with this girl named Olivia, and in the beginning of this book they actually set out for music camp, I believe, hence the drum roll. And so once they get there, they obviously make friends with people and they all like live in these little cabins, and at night when all the other girls are kind of talking about their boy crushes, our main character realizes that she has kind of developed a crush for another camper named Adeline, and so it's kind of her coming to terms that her friendship and her attraction for Adeline might mean that she is not either attracted to boys or maybe attracted to both, or it's just her figuring out her sexuality. I think it's going to be adorable. I love anything in a camp setting, and so I think this will be very cute and it will also have an impact, which is what I'm hoping for. Chelsea really did appreciate this one, and so we're going with this one for LGBTQ themes. And the last and final spin for this time has landed on Red, and Red is thriller, which I think is perfect to at least have one thriller in the month of October because it's spooky month. Everybody's super hyped about it. Even though I don't like Halloween, I do like myself a good thriller, so let's shake it up. And we have read thriller where there is a serial killer on the loose. I have one in mind. I don't know if it's a serial killer, but I think it might work and I'm so excited. I don't know if it exactly counts from reading the synopses, but we're going with this one, and it is One by One by Ruth Ware. This has gotten a lot of mixed reviews. Like Gabby from Gabby Reads, who I trust with all my heart for thrillers, gave it 1 star, but I'm still really excited to read it. This follows, I believe, is like a company retreat. Like they're going in like the mountains and they're doing things, and then an avalanche hits and then people start dying, but not from the avalanche. I think maybe there's a serial killer, somebody's killing people, and we have to kind of figure out who it is, and people are dying one by one, so that's why I think there might be a serial killer element. I'm not sure, but I don't have a lot of thrillers on my shelf, and I think this one works best, so we're going with that one. So those were all the spins for this month and the books I need to read. So I have these. So I have all of these plus Mistletoe and Mr. Right, as well as a One by One by Ruth Ware. I was counting and I was like, there's only 4 of these. I'm so confused. I'm sorry. It's been a long day and it's not even noon. But in all seriousness, these are the books I want to read. I think it's a great TBR. It's very diverse in its reading, and I will be trying to read more diversely throughout the month than just these books because obviously there's not a lot of representation for people of color. I want to read more by Indigenous authors if I can as well, and just read more diversely than just these, but these are the books I need to get to this month. So this is all I have for you guys for today's video. Hope you liked it, subscribe, give it a like if you did, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Happy reading, guys. Bye!